Kyle Shanahan doesn't hold back, blames locker room issues and puts 49ers on notice in blunt message. San Francisco 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan is known around the NFL as a calm, calculated football mind, someone who rarely shows emotion publicly and almost never throws his team under the bus. That's why his latest comments have sent shockwaves through the league. In a blunt, unusually direct message, Shanahan made it clear that the problems facing the 49ers go far deeper than play calling, injuries, or bad luck. This time, the blame landed squarely inside the locker room. Following a disappointing stretch that ended the 49ers' season on a sour note, Shanahan addressed the media with a tone that was impossible to ignore. Gone was the measured coach speak. In its place was frustration, urgency, and a clear warning: change is coming, and no one's job or role should be considered safe. A season that fell apart. The 49ers entered the season with Super Bowl expectations. With a roster stacked with elite talent on both sides of the ball, many analysts believed San Francisco was built to make a deep playoff run, if not win it all. Instead, inconsistency, late-game collapses, and internal tension derailed what was supposed to be a championship-caliber campaign. While injuries played a role, Shanahan made it clear he was tired of hearing excuses. "You can deal with injuries. You can deal with bad breaks," Shanahan said. "What you can't deal with is people not being on the same page." That statement alone spoke volumes. Locker room accountability takes center stage. Rather than blaming referees, scheduling, or even execution on the field, Shanahan pointed directly to the locker room culture. According to the head coach, the issue wasn't talent, it was commitment, focus, and collective accountability. "When things get hard, that's when you find out who you really are," Shanahan explained. "And we didn't always respond the way a championship team should." Sources close to the team have suggested that frustrations built quietly throughout the season. Veteran leaders reportedly clashed with younger players over preparation habits, while some players grew unhappy with their roles as the year progressed. Shanahan's comments appeared to confirm those underlying tensions. A rare public wake-up call. Shanahan has always preferred handling problems internally, which made this public criticism especially striking. By openly calling out the locker room, he sent a clear message not only to players, but to the front office and fanbase as well. "This isn't about one guy," Shanahan said. "It's about standards. And if you don't meet them, you won't be here." That line immediately sparked speculation around the league. Are major roster changes coming? Could popular veterans be on the move? Is this the beginning of a cultural reset in San Francisco? No more comfort zones. Perhaps the most powerful part of Shanahan's message was his warning that comfort would no longer be tolerated. "There are no passengers on this team," he said. "Everyone has to pull in the same direction, or we'll find someone who will." That comment felt like a direct challenge to players who may have relied too heavily on past success or reputation. In Shanahan's view, the 49ers didn't fail because they weren't good enough. They failed because they stopped pushing each other at the highest level. Leadership under the microscope. While Shanahan avoided naming specific players, his comments inevitably put team leaders under the microscope. Quarterbacks, captains, and veteran stars are now facing increased scrutiny, not just for performance but for influence. In modern NFL locker rooms, leadership is often just as important as talent. Shanahan's frustration suggests that leadership either fractured or failed to unify the team during critical moments. "We need guys who demand more from each other," Shanahan said. "Not when cameras are on, but when nobody's watching." Front office backing the coach. League insiders believe Shanahan has the full support of the 49ers front office. General Manager John Lynch has consistently emphasized culture as a cornerstone of the organization, and Shanahan's comments align with that philosophy. If anything, this public message may be a signal that tough decisions are already being discussed behind closed doors. Trades, releases, and role changes could all be on the table this offseason. A message to the rest of the NFL. Shanahan's blunt honesty also served as a message beyond Santa Clara. To future free agents, draft prospects, and opposing teams, the 49ers are making something clear: complacency will not be tolerated. "This isn't a rebuild, but it may be a reset. We're close," Shanahan admitted. But close doesn't matter in this league. What comes next for the 49ers? The offseason will be critical. Shanahan and his staff must determine which players fit the culture they want moving forward, and which do not. Training camp next season is expected to be intense, competitive, and unforgiving. For fans, the message is bittersweet. On one hand, it's disappointing to hear that internal issues played such a major role in the team's struggles. On the other, Shanahan's refusal to sugarcoat reality suggests a coach determined to correct mistakes rather than ignore them. Final thoughts. Kyle Shanahan didn't just criticize a bad season, he issued a warning. By openly calling out locker room problems and challenging the entire roster, he drew a line in the sand. The message was clear, loud, and impossible to misunderstand. The San Francisco 49ers will either recommit to championship standards, or they will be changed until they do. And in the NFL, that kind of honesty can either divide a team, or transform it.